George Roll is suing Amanda Montrose for unpaid services as a wedding MC. Amanda Montrose has a countersuit for $500.
This is case action number of 2023. JC Court, Division 1341, Roll versus Montrose. Do both parties swear on the Bible? Okay. Mr. Roll, step to my right. Ms. Montrose, step to my left. Right hands on the Bible for me, please. Repeat after me. I swear by the Almighty God.
I swear by the Almighty God
That the evidence which I should give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Okay, take your places. Thank you. All rise. The Honorable Judge Carol Munnins presiding. Your Honor, the parties have already been sworn in.
You can be seated. All right, I have here Amanda Montrose. Who's that?
That's Amanda Montrose.
And George Roll. Okay. Mr. Roll, you are the plaintiff. Is that right? This is your case?
Yes, Mrs. Judge. Miss Judge. Your Honor, sorry.
Do you know what I mean by plaintiff? That you're bringing the case against her?
Yes. So, I am here today because Mrs. Montrose has an outstanding debt. She paid me for some services, and she still owes me about $500. I just was trying to get my money.
Okay, and what sort of work is it that you did for Miss Montrose?
Well, she had paid me for services of emceeing her wedding. I host events.
Are you sure you host events?
Yes,
look like
ma'am.
You could hardly talk. You sure?
Well, being in your presence is kind of nerve-wracking.
Being in my presence in that church should be nerve-wracking because I have an officer here and I don't like what that represents. So the next time you come in my court, if you ever have to come in my court again, that's not appropriate. Please take note.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Judge.
All right. So what you're saying now?
So I did some. Well, she had hired me for a job to her wedding, to host her wedding, which would have been on July 10th. 2023. Now, after I arrived at the event, I was turned around and dismissed from the event. I can't really say why, but I just want the rest of my money because I showed up and to no
How
avail.
much was she supposed to pay you?
The total would have been $1,000, which is a discount what I was giving her. She had paid me a down payment of $500, and I'm just...
When was the down payment paid?
The down payment was paid on April 4th. She sent it to my First Caribbean account.
Okay, $500.
$500, yes.
Okay. And you were supposed to host, what'd you say? Host the wedding?
Host the wedding reception for her.
You mean MC?
MC, yes.
Okay. And where was the wedding?
The wedding would have been on Atlantis, on Paradise Island.
Okay. So, all right, and you showed up, and then what happened? She said, go home? How did it go down?
I was seen first by the wedding planner, and the wedding planner seemed furious for whatever reason. I was running...
With you or with the defendant?
With me. I was a couple of minutes late, but I did show up to do a job, and when I got there, they didn't allow me to do the job.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Montrose,
Yes,
I beg your
thank
pardon.
you.
Okay. That's your, so you got married on the 10th of July?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Montrose is your new title, or that was your maiden name?
Montrose is my married name.
Okay, so it's Mistress Montrose?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Rolls says that he showed up to do the job and was sent away.
Well, in essence, I suppose that is what happened, but I'm not sure if Mr. Roll is short on memory or short on intelligence, so I don't know what it is, but there's quite a bit more.
And why do you say that?
There's quite a bit more that would have occurred. First of all, I got his name from a personal friend who had him host a party that she had. She didn't have any problems with him.
Okay.
But I got in touch with him over WhatsApp. We made the agreement. He's right. We agreed to $1,000 for him to spend 5 hours at my wedding reception. Now, my wedding reception was supposed to be from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We had a wedding on the 50th anniversary, July 10th, 2023. It was supposed to be a big shebang, a big to-do with a theme, and the theme was bringing back the good old days, Independence Morning. That was my theme.
For your wedding?
Yes, ma'am. For the reception, rather.
Yes, for the reception. And so he said you had a wedding planner, so you had a planner?
I did have a wedding planner. It was quite a lot. We had a wedding with nearly 500 people, so it was quite a lot to do and deal with. So yes, I did have the assistance of a planner. I would imagine,
yes, if you were at Atlantis, you had a lot of people.
Yeah, indeed.
All right.
I mean, I would have been the person that communicated directly with Mr. Roll. So my wedding planner doesn't need to speak on anything because that was something that we did directly.
Yes.
Now, when Mr. Roll says he shows up at my wedding, remember I said 4 p.m. was the start time for the reception.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Roll comes sauntering into my reception at 7:42 in the p.m. in the palm, not in the arm.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Carroll.
She had paid me for 5 hours, so when I got there, I was going to give her the 5 hours. So I would have stayed there until
I see, but you thought
12.
you would arrive whenever and give her 5 hours from the time that you arrived?
Justice with Judge Carroll is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, and more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today. To get your case heard, call 242-445-4955 or email us at info@judgecarroll.net.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings now. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store, bringing joy and so much more. And shop Smarty, and shop Smart. Shop Smart, oh, everything is here at Shop Smart. At Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, oh, everything is here.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
Amanda Montrose has a countersuit for $500 after her MC, George Rowe, showed up over 3 hours late for her wedding reception.
7:42 p.m. For a reception, he was supposed to start at 4 p.m.
I see. Okay.
And just how you see he look in your courtroom today, ma'am, double that by 2. The theme was an independence theme.
Yes.
He comes in a Jamaican theme shirt, wrinkled to the gods, smelling and looking like I don't know what, dripping with sweat. I don't know where he came from, but obviously he couldn't be there to MC my reception looking like that. We're in Atlantis, in the Coral Towers. He just wasn't fitting in with the whole event. So yes, we
And
did
I
ask him
imagine
to
by
leave.
that time you would have already had someone else who would have been filling in from 4 o'clock.
Yes, we had a family member that was able to step in and fill those shoes, thank God. Because even though I made the deposit and I had him paid since April the 4th, he knew the date, he knew the theme, he knew everything. I don't understand what his issue was, and he's never offered me an explanation for why he came to my reception so late.
I see. Yeah, Mr. Rowe.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what do you have to say about this? You came late?
So I did arrive a few minutes late.
Almost at the end?
Well, she had paid me for 5 hours. So when I got there, I was going to give her the 5 hours. So I would have stayed there until
I see, but you thought
12.
you would arrive whenever and give her 5 hours from the time that you arrived?
Yeah, well, I try to do good business as often as I could. There is a reason why I was late. I couldn't communicate at the time because on my way, my phone had died, so I couldn't call.
Let me just ask you, so you said you couldn't communicate. She said you arrived at 7:42?
7:42 in the pound.
So where were you so what happened between the 4 o'clock and the 7?
So
it was 7:42?
It was maybe, she might be off by a couple of minutes.
Okay.
You know, people is lie.
But she's not off a couple of hours, though.
Well, like I say, I was having trouble so I started my commute from about 3 o'clock from the western area where I live. And on my way, I started to have car trouble closer to the Sanders Beach area. Now, I had to park my car and I tried to troubleshoot as best as I could. Now,
you fix cars as well, hey?
I could fix my car.
I see.
I've never fixed anybody else's car.
Right.
So to no avail, I couldn't get it.
So you had no car and you also had no phone?
So on my way, it was still earlier than the time.
No. You had no car?
Eventually, yes.
Because you said you had problems.
So I started my day with my car and my phone, and by the end of the day, my car was parked on the side of the road and my phone was dead.
I see.
So yeah, during my commute, like I say, my car broke down. After trying to fix it and wasn't able to, I proceeded to walk.
How long have you been in this wedding hosting business, emceeing business?
Well, I have emceed for about 4 years now.
4 years?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you don't understand about how to communicate with clients?
I do. Like I said, I was out of a way to communicate.
So you have been in this business of emceeing for how long?
About 4 years. I've been an MC for
Have you done weddings before?
I have done a few weddings,
Right. So you would understand the importance of a wedding day for a bride.
Well, I've never been a bride, so I can't...
Yes, but we're talking about your experience now and understanding the importance of a wedding day. Do you understand the importance of a wedding day?
I do. That's when two people become one.
Right, and so you're telling me that you're a professional. You've done this for 4 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is not your first wedding. You know, there's an expression, this is not my first rodeo.
Yes.
You would say that, right? This is not your first rodeo. This is not the first time you've ever done a wedding.
But I've never emptied at a rodeo either. No.
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Judge.
Right. So, because I'm trying to understand why it is that you somehow get yourself in a position where you are late to an event and you make no communication with the bride.
Well,
and you expect that you should get paid for whenever and however you show up.
Well, I was trying to communicate with her when I got there, but the wedding planner stopped me in my tracks. She just sent me home.
Well, Miss Montrose.
Yes, ma'am.
I trust that things went much better without Mr. Rowe.
Oh, yes.
Given how he showed up at your event.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Amongst all of my guests, him like that?
Yes, you know, Mr. Rowe, you are trying to get this court to have sympathy for you because of your car trouble and your phone trouble, but based on what you have indicated to this court, that you are professional, experienced in these types of matters, then this is not the place for you to come and find sympathy.
Coming up.
Since you did not perform, but you also are going to have to repay her the $500 that was paid in advance on April.
But I spent that on my car.
Mr. Rowe, that is the order.
Speak when it's spoken to.
Justice with Judge Carroll, brought to you by Shop Smart. Shop early, shop often, shop smart. Love the show and want to sit in on the action? Call 242-445-4955 or email info@judgecarroll.net.
Our marine resources were once considered inexhaustible. Conch and reef fish like grouper were abundant everywhere, and it seemed as if the lobster catch would rise forever. But today, there is a downward trend that affects everyone. Researchers say we can reverse the trend by protecting more marine habitats. And the good news is that most Bahamians strongly support efforts to halt further decline. Tripling the size of our network of marine parks will mean more fish and conch for everyone now and for the future, as well as more recreational and ecotourism opportunities. Today, only 10% of our waters are protected. Surveys show that most Bahamians consider protection of our marine environment to be a top national priority. More protection means more benefits for everyone, now and in the future. It's a win-win-win strategy for the economy, for Bahamians, and for nature. Protect our sea, protect our way of life, protect the Bahamas. See the future. Visit Bahamas Protected on Facebook to learn more about marine protected areas.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store, bringing joy and so much more. At Shop Smarty, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here at Shop Smart. At Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
George Roll is suing Amanda Montrose for unpaid services as a wedding MC.
Yeah, Mr. Roll, I don't know quite why you think you could come into this court and tell a sad story to get the sympathy of the court.
Your Honor, I am not looking for sympathy. I really just looking for my $500.
No, so I don't, I think that as a professional, yes, ma'am.
Judge, I just wanted to mention that I've already paid him $500, and I noticed we haven't spoken about the $500 that I paid him, but I want that back, please, because he didn't do any work, no work at all. And even though he was present in a manner in which he couldn't perform any work for me, so he couldn't. So I believe I should have my $500 back.
Your Honor, you want to make a counterclaim for your $500.
Your Honor, I did show up to the event prepared.
Sir, you need to stand up straight, please. Yes, go ahead. I can hear you now.
I did show up to the event. Now, I did everything that she required. The only thing was I was late. Now, I did not have the uniform on me because it was in my car. It was a Junkanoo costume that I had to leave. I couldn't walk with it. I had to walk from Sanders Beach to the bridge. And when I got there, I went over to the Cove. From the Cove, they told me they weren't having any weddings there. So I then had to proceed throughout the entire hotel searching for her, for where her reception was gonna be.
Yes, unfortunately for you, Mr. Roll, it seems as though the fault all falls on you, because you are the professional that was hired by Mrs. Montrose. Mrs. Montrose.
I did show up.
Thank you, Judge.
You were hired by her. I don't understand how you can expect this court to make an order that because you show up when and how you feel like, then you get to keep the $500 for that. So not only are you not going to get an order for the $500 balance that you say you are owed since you did not perform, but you also are going to have to repay her the $500 that was paid in advance on April.
But I spent that on my car.
Mr. Roll, that is the order.
Speak when you're spoken to.
This is not, Mr. Roll, this is a court of law, not a court of emotion and not a court of sympathy. And so while I do have some sympathy, not a lot, just a little bit of sympathy for the unfortunate circumstance that you say you found yourself in, it is your fault that caused this problem.
But at the same time...
And so not only am I going to order that you do not get the $500 that balance that you say you are owed, however, you are also going to have to repay to Mrs. Mountrose the $500 that she paid you.
Look at go.
Because you can't just have the money on slack condition.
But Your Honor, could I possibly countersue again? So, because on my way there, my car broke down. So I had to fix it.
Now you're taking it outside of the realm of this court. I came here, you guys came here today for me to hear a claim for breach of contract for non-performance of services. Or in your case, you're saying that you performed the services. My finding today is that you did not perform the services that you were contracted to perform. Therefore, legally, she has no obligation to you to pay for services which she did not receive.
She didn't allow me to render the services. Like I said, I showed up. So I have documentation of where we were speaking. This is a screenshot of the voice notes.
I object.
Between our WhatsApp conversations.
I'm sorry, Mr. Roll. That is too little, too late. The order of the court is that your claim is dismissed and your countersuit, I'm awarding you the $500 refund for the non-payment of the contract. And that is the order of this court.
Serious. Thank you, Judge.
Right.
Because I don't know what you think.
You can pay me my money. Orders adjourned.
Let me get it. Well, it's good to know that at least one judge in this country making sense. Because I don't understand how somebody wants to do no work and get paid $500.
Well, I was robbed, obviously. I come here for my money, and she take more money from me.
You look like $500.
My car, you know one can fix my car? Who can fix my car? My car still by Sanders Beach. That's from July 10th.
Thank very much to Judge Carroll. I appreciate her verdict today.
Now I gotta come back to file bankruptcy so I don't have to pay no one.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the people's